Welcome, Mount Vernon. I'm Chris Phillips. I'm your Public Works Director. I'm here to talk to you about the Mount Vernon Library Commons project and the construction phase that we'll be entering into over the next few weeks. As you're aware, the Mount Vernon Library Commons project was a vision that the mayor and the city council back in 2008 came to an agreement upon. And within that master plan, there was a parking garage feasibility study. Now, during this time, the city of Mount Vernon reviewed a variety of areas where a parking garage would be feasible. And as part of this master plan, it was a vision that the council and the mayor had at that time of bringing an energized area with more commercial activity to the city of Mount Vernon. The city of Mount Vernon engaged with a variety of partners over the past few years, starting with the Mount Vernon School District. And this joint project started back in 2014, lasted through 2015, as they were considering a variety of feasibility studies in regards to where a good location for the library would be. Unfortunately, that discussion really did not come to fruition, and the city pursued another opportunity. And during the 2017 Kincaid sub-area plan, where we met with a variety of different community members, we had a series of charrettes over at Fire Station 1. And within that, you can see on this particular slide that there was a commonality amongst, or a consensus amongst, a variety of groups there, that in the parking lot that was across the street from the county courthouse, that this would be an ideal location for this Mount Vernon Library Commons project. The city again discussed some opportunities with Skagit County in regards to shared values. There's a community center aspect to this. There was meeting space, there were staff rooms, a variety of different things that really seemed to work between both county requirements and needs and the city's requirements and needs. And then also the integration of a library, a commercial kitchen, a dining area. So all of these things were talked to over a series of time from starting in 2017. Conceptually, the city went through a engineering feasibility study with a company called Watry back in 2018, just to see what would be the size of such a building with a library and parking associated with it. The community again did another needs assessment, refreshing that activity that happened back in 2014. They had a phase 1 environmental that was completed on the site that included an archaeological assessment, ALTA survey, and then a site size analysis to see if it would actually fit there. And all this information, this pre-work, came back very positive that the location that the city ultimately picked between Kincaid, or on Kincaid Street between 2nd and 3rd, worked out perfectly. The city again worked with a variety of project partners here, and this is just a list starting from, or date-wise started in 2017, completed in 2019, working with the city, the county, OAC services as far as project management, Integris Architectures, and lighted construction. We discussed size and space for the community center and library, centered on about a 28,500 square foot area, some type of a rooftop amenity. You had somewhere between 275 and 300 different parking spaces, a large welcoming lobby for socializing. They also had street level parking, possibility of integrating Meals on Wheels, and then rooms with good acoustic sound just for small group settings. Again, this concept was discussed. We explored for about another 5-month period of time with the county of what that would look like from a funding strategy. And then conceptually some drawings that came up with that particular group, as you can see here. This was some of the work that was just conceptually done on what the interior of the facility could look like. As you can see, we have a large library space, various activities and support space, and then a large community center and gathering space. We found out later in 2019 that the county opted out of this possible joint use. The city, however, continued to negotiate with Skagit County on the property that's located directly across from Skagit County Courthouse. And you can see from 2020 through 2021, we were in negotiations for purchasing the property. The property agreement was developed in March of 2021. HKP, our architect for the Library Commons project, was hired in 2021 as well. The city purchased the property outright in July 8th of this year in 2022, and then we had all the environmental studies completed by the end of July of 2022. And the bid was advertised just most recently in July as well. What we found out from this particular time was working with HKP architects and all of their subcontractors was really getting into the building, the site, mechanical and electrical work that needed to be done. Sustainability was a huge part of this, and working with passive house technology, the maintenance and future maintenance for the building, the budgeting, and then community update schedules, which is why we're here today. So conceptually, this is what HKP developed with the help of our city staff and HKP subcontractors. And here's just a variety of pictures that show the interior of the space as well as the parking garage portion of it. The entry that you're seeing here is off of 3rd Street. This is where the entry egress would be for the parking garage. And you can notice up at the top here a solar panel array that will be helping with the electrical requirements for the building. Also, there are 75 EV charging stations that will be located in the Commons project, which is the largest EV charging spot outside of Tesla campus. Now, some of the things that will be important for you as we're going through here is that the bid documents and the contracts have already been signed, sealed, and delivered as of September 14th of this particular year, 2022. And now we really get into that construction phase. Pre-construction meetings have been occurring now for the last 3 weeks. And where we are now is that an estimated construction start date should be sometime within September, October timeframe of 2022. It's estimated that it'll be about 14 months for construction of the project, so we're estimating completion at December of 2023. Some of the issues that you may be concerned with is dealing with construction hours. According to Mount Vernon Municipal Code, Chapter 9, work hours are between 7 a.m. and 10 p.m., and this is throughout the city. So this is what we're anticipating for the Library Commons project. Note, in special circumstances, there could be times when we have to be outside of those particular times, and we will ensure that we over-communicate to the public when those times are. In regards to utility outages, we'll ensure, again, working with our contractor and subcontractors, that we will update the community via TV10. We will also work with emails. We will also update our city website, and we'll have monthly flyers that we'll be sending out or that'll be available in local businesses downtown. Again, the biggest part here is just ensuring that we are over-communicating how the progress is going with the site, and if there are any impacts to the community, how we can best serve that community. Note here is that for any type of unplanned outages or emergent utility issues that arise, we will do our very best to get out to the community as quickly as we can via email, phone, and also if we have to door knock to let folks know that are just close by, if it's a very small area that will be affected, how that is going to affect them, and again, try to mitigate as much as we can any inconvenience to the public. For the site over here, I'm just going to walk over to our one of our signs, our charts over here. This just gives you an idea of the location of our project site, which again is across from the Superior Courthouse. And we have a few areas that will be laydown areas for the construction. The city is currently working with Skagit County on securing a lot that's located on West Broadway by 4th Street. And in turn for using that particular spot, the city is looking to provide additional parking or juror parking for the county. That would be located on 13 spots on Myrtle Street, and then we have some spots that are located along West Broadway on the south side between 2nd and 3rd, and then 10 spots that are located on 3rd Street. These spots would be available for jury parking Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and additional signage would be there to ensure that the public is aware of what parking will be there. During the weekends and after 5 o'clock, open to the public for parking. Additionally, on the north side of West Broadway, there are 8 spots basically going from the Red Apple. So if you go from Cleveland, or on West Broadway between Cleveland and First, and then if you go between 2nd and 3rd Street on West Broadway, there's an additional 5 spots. Those 8 spots total will be open for parking for the 2 multifamily residential units that are here. There's another additional laydown site that's located by the current library. As you can see over here, this laydown site is going to be for contractor parking, and then that's on the east side of the current library parking lot. And then the 35 spaces that are located on the west side would be open to the public for parking. The next area I want to talk about is just as it relates to construction signage that is proposed for this time. So for the current project, what we're looking at is signage located along Kincaid that would identify to the public that there is a closure, a street closure that will happen for the entirety of the construction project. And that's on 3rd Street between Kincaid and West Broadway. So that portion of 3rd Street will be closed for the entire 14 months of construction. However, there could be days where we have 1 lane of traffic depending on the use of that laydown site for the public. But as you can see around the location, we'll have detour signs or road closure signs so the public is fully aware of that. And then also at the light on 3rd Street, we will have signage up here that will be a U-turn only because of 3rd Street being closed so that you can access and head north on Kincaid, or the center lane would be straight and then you'd still have a continuous right lane for that project. Some of the other information that we have passed on to Leidig and all of their subcontractors is all of the restaurants that are located downtown and their hours of operation. So as we partner with Leidig over the next 13 to 14 months, we wanted to ensure that being good partners meant also being good partners with our chamber and our downtown association. So they are familiar with all the different restaurants that are located in the downtown area as well as local businesses. And if you have any type of question or any questions concerning the Mount Vernon Library Commons project, there is an email as well as a phone number that you can call. LIBCOMCONST, which would be Library Commons Construction, at MountVernonWA.gov. That would be the email address. If you have any questions concerning the construction, please email us there and we will have an answer back to you within 24 hours, if not sooner. The phone number to call is 360-419-3252. And again, if you leave a message there, we'll ensure that we get back to you within 24 hours or sooner to answer your questions or concerns in that regard. Additionally, we will provide monthly updates here in our library. They will happen on the 2nd Thursday of each month between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock. We'll have myself as your Public Works Director here. We'll have our City Engineer here. We will have our Library Director here, and then also some representation from Leidig and our Construction Management team. So if there are any questions that do arise, you'll have an opportunity monthly to meet with us. And then that engagement will also be recorded by TV10, and you'll be able to see that rebroadcasted on TV10 or possibly our YouTube channel later on. So again, I thank you for your attention, and if there's anything that we can do here to support you during this Mount Vernon Library Commons construction, please do not hesitate to ask.